All right. So, welcome everyone to the um, Blinded by Bargains virtual tasting where we're going to rehash some drams that we have had before. Um, yeah, it's a smaller group today, Jeff, but you're still number one on our screens and in our hearts. Uh, hopefully, you have the order in front of you. If not, I'll repost it in the chat, as well as hopefully you've downloaded your blinded handout, which gives you some clues to what we're doing or going to be drinking today. A few things. I recognize all of you, but if you're watching this in a recording down the road and you're wondering how we're going to do this, we're going to go through this once blinded and then save a little bit in your glass. We're going to go through it a second time and we're going to fill in the blanks. And with me tonight is Sean. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, I don't get to do these very often. I've only done one, and that was quite a lot of fun, but it wasn't this special bargainy one. So that's yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is gonna be great.
Yeah. Um, I'll let Sean decide if he's gonna unmute people or like we have a small group. I feel like we almost could have a little chat about it, but at the same
Yeah,
time, I
I
don't
don't
want
know.
us to all talk at once. But
That's fair, but if anybody who does want to like feel like chiming in or anything like that, yeah, you're right. It's like such a small group. I don't think we're gonna get step on each other's toes too much. So yeah, if anybody does have anything to say, please by all means.
yeah, Jeff can keep the sarcastic commentary in the chat. We'll keep serious talk on the video. But our first tram of the night is Mosey Along the Pathway. Um, on your pamphlet, I can do this. It's a first fill ex-bourbon barrel, distilled on the 1st of August, 90 bottles at 55.7%. Right off the
Really
bat.
nice one to start off with. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna light and slightly floral, maybe like a white chocolate brownie kind of notes.
Oh, that's a good note. White chocolate's really good. I'm with you there. There's like a slight dustiness, kind of like lingering on chalk.
I was wondering if maybe it was this my glass that was in a box for a bit, so I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, it's a little dusty for sure.
Yeah, I mean, even a little bit of a cardboard box, those boxes that we keep our Glencairns in, like when they're fresh. It's got a little note of that.
There's like a tiny hint of like red sucker, red lollipop on there. Like I'm guessing it's kind of cherryish, but yeah, fake cherry, I suppose.
Cool. I wonder if that's some of that bourbon barrel note coming through.
Mm. Oh yeah, it's first field bourbon, I guess, right?
Hmm.
Sorry, the only thing that we're not going to disclose is the distillery, right? Everything else is fair game.
We keep the region and the age aside.
Okay, gotcha.
Um,
All right, we'll do.
I mean, it is this is the second time we've tried these, but however, I think Evan's concept was to go blind for this one. What we do know is that it's under the flavor category spicy and sweet. And if you've had your first sip, I think it absolutely fits the bill. Mm, Go. It's got a really nice brightness to it, nice little bit of acidity, um, kind of jammy, that cherry or strawberry jam on there.
Yeah, more of that
Um,
red fruit on the palate, and leaning into
yeah,
peach as well, kind of juicy peach.
very cool.
Nice, almost like there's definitely like a shortbread cookie on there, or like not maybe not shortbread, maybe like sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie, yeah, maybe with those like bits of caramel, caramel drops all in
Mm,
there.
yum.
That's cool. That's a really juicy dram.
Fantastic
Getting,
starter.
yeah, it's actually really nice.
This is the
Um,
first thing I've had in like 3 days. It like definitely like my palate's like it's a little saturating right now, but it's like it's livened up quite a bit.
yeah, Very cool. I look forward to seeing how that changes.
A little bit of melon notes too. The second sip. That's cool because it is very strong that you can tell what kind of cask it is like immediately. But it
Yeah.
does lean into some like it's not, I'm not going to say it's wrestling, but it's like there's a dichotomy on there of like that burly American oak and some there's even like hints of like almost like juicy watermelon trying to poke out on the back end with the fruit. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, like as you said that, I was getting like childhood bubble gums.
Mm.
And yeah, watermelon absolutely would fit that bill. But even just there is also this like little bit of zestiness that comes through this like citrus note that is kind of classic for bourbon barrels, especially first fill. So very nice. Let's
Carry on to the
move
second
into
one.
whiskey number two, which is flavor category, I think sweet, fruity, mellow. If you're looking at the handout, I'm sure you recognize this. Um, it was a fantastic whiskey the first time around when we tried it. I think at the time, um, and one of the reasons we're doing this is the price point doesn't always align with what you're trying, and also just competing with other things in your lineup. So trying this again and knowing that it's going to be on sale, I'm kind of excited.
There's some cool. It starts off with some like it feels like it's gonna be savory on the nose for me. Like it's not jumping out with any noticeable like super noticeable fruits.
No, it's got like a little bit of honey, and that's kind of it for me.
Maybe like dried grass, dried hay, something like that. But it's a little bit more herbaceous.
Yeah. The cask type on this is the first fill ex bourbon barrel, so same as the last one. Bottled at 55.8%, distilled on the 27th of January. Quite a big outturn, 930 bottles. That's huge. Yeah, the I might add some water. Sometimes I don't always like to do it on the first round, but I'm finding the nose like very closed off on this.
900 bottles, eh? So that's probably like 5 casks or something you put together. Okay.
Yeah, big outturn.
Oh
Did you
yeah.
try
Okay. So
yours?
the palate's a bit more true to form. I think like not not to reveal, but if anybody does remember what it is, I think it suits fairly well. It doesn't grip the like for a first fill barrel, it doesn't like grip the barrel as much as you would expect from something like that. But
Wow,
it
there's
again, it's savory on the palate too, though. Like it's not like bursting with fruit.
no, it's extremely like spicy. What was my first thought? It's quite spicy at the beginning. It's very juicy. Um, Definitely feeling those American oak vibes.
Big pie crust and a little bit like leaning into marmalade, but a little zesty.
Oh yeah, marmalade's good note.
Oh, very quite lemony actually. Yeah, never mind. The fruit starts to kind of come through like a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. I'm frustrated that I packed up all my old Outturn booklets because I had notes written down, and it's always interesting when you do a retake on a bottle to see if things change. I know for sure I'm eating a different dinner tonight than I had the night we tried this. But very juicy, lots of tropical notes, lots of melons, like summer fruit salad, big ginger.
Yeah, long into the finish, like it definitely it starts to burst a lot more with fruit for sure. Yeah, ginger's a cool note actually. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's a spice.
Hmm,
Very yummy.
cool. I like that one.
Yeah, that's good. It's got this I don't know, something about the finish, uh, and just the texture of it. I know, I mean, I know what the bottle is, but it feels older than the first whiskey that we had tonight. Very cool. I like that. All right. Yeah, Jeff says there's almost like a chalky candy sweetness. I would agree with that. If Evan was here, he might say like fun dip. Fun
Yeah,
dip
right.
powder. Yeah. Maybe even like I could see him like dry fruity pebbles. Just
Yeah.
like
Oh,
candied
okay.
cereal.
That's a fun note. Yeah, he likes his breakfast cereal notes too, doesn't
He
he?
totally does.
I mean,
Rockets.
I guess he has kids, so that makes sense.
Well, and he's just like all his childhood memories. I was riding my bike across the border and we got candy. Very cool. Very yummy.
Yeah, so I
Um,
guess the nose kind of does talk, like it does kind of reflect that in at least the beginning of that name quite a bit. Like you do get like fresh cocoa powder kind of.
yeah. Are you on the third one?
Oh yeah, sorry, did we, am I out of track here or?
No, you're fine. We're
Yeah.
we're with you. But I agree. Chocolate for sure. Um, do you have the booklet in front of you of what these are? The download by any chance, Sean? Um, this is chocolate creme brulee with red currants. Its initial cask is ex-bourbon hogshead and then was finished in a second fill STR barrique. Distilled 21st of September, bottled at 55.2%.
Don't think I was sent the
It's in your
email.
Zoom link.
Oh,
Yeah. I whenever I've done a tasting with Evan, I've never read it until the second round. I always do my own notes second, like on my own, but I'm glad I opened it this time because I had to look up all the blanks before we started today. Tons of apple and brown sugar notes. Um, man, it feels more herbaceous, like it's like that. There's like your her your rosemary and thyme and red currant is like all wrapped in a bundle as you're preparing to throw it in with your holiday turkey.
fairly big cask on there. You can definitely get a little bit of that, like, um, I don't know, a little bit of that charred wood on the nose.
Yeah, it's I would say there's Jeff says he's getting a touch of dunnage and it's very toasty, says Sammy. I would agree. It's like they filled the cask very quickly after preparing or processing that STR almost. Like I don't know. It's
Okay.
old, but it also feels very fresh, the oak.
It's Man, the texture on that is so crazy. It's like way more like, well, coming from the last one to this one,
Yeah.
it's
Oh
like
yeah.
thick and voluptuous and oily and then it comes across okay. And again, like brownie batter and like doughy and oh, cool.
Hmm. Yeah. I wish this did better. I'm not upset to retry it. I think this is a pick of mine in the store. Um, but I mean, when we have seven out bottles an outturn, there's a lot of competition. Yeah, I
Just
really
as
like this.
yeasty. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeasty's good. I don't remember getting like the currant notes the first time we tried this, but I'm definitely um, getting those red currants this time around.
Yeah, there's little hints of like more of a Yeah, because currant is like cassis is a pretty jammy fruit. Yeah, and so it's
Yeah.
not like quite so overt and juicy as much as it is a like a nice uh, base
Yeah.
richness. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like red currants and like boysenberries, like they have a texture that's very different than a lot of other berries. It almost comes through on the palate here. Like it's not like juicy in the same way.
I gotta be honest, I don't always see where they get their names from.
Mhm.
In fact, at least for me, I would say it's kind of rare that I like taste something or smell something and be like, oh yeah, aptly named for the society. But this is fairly aptly named for sure.
I would agree. Yeah. Sammy says he's a sucker for good STR casks, and this is one. Perfect. Sold. One in the basket. um, Jeff, you said you 100% have bought bottles based entirely on the bottle name. Has it always worked out? Yeah. Well, you're a very adventurous man. War Seahorse. I mean, okay, I'll give it to you. That's pretty cool. I don't think this is before my time at Kensington, before I was ever doing tastings, but very cool. All right. Yeah, that's lovely. That's a really nice finish. It's quite long, which is nice too. Um, I enjoy a long finish on a whiskey, especially with the way I drink whiskey. It can be very expensive. The longer it lasts, the better. Might add water to that on the second round, just for fun, just to see what happens.
Yeah, fair.
It fits its flavor profile well, spicy and sweet. I don't always agree with some of those, but let's move on to deep, rich, and dried fruits with a little whiskey called Rich as Cake, a Little Sourdough. Wow.
Like almost like first whiff is almost like fairly tobacco-ish for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say like just like slightly overcooked, like toast, um, figs for sure, like that fig jam we get on our charcuterie boards from time to time.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of tropical. Ooh, red velvet cake, says Trevor. Very cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, good one. Yeah, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell. Well, you got a couple of guesses for a cask on it, right?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's
Well,
oh, what am I?
we didn't mention the casks. What are we
No, not
working with?
yet.
Yeah.
This guy,
Yeah.
we're looking at first fill PX and then X Bodega Barrique.
Ooh.
Wait, is it
Ex bourbon and
first
then
fill PX X Bodega Barrique?
no. First fill
Oh, and
bourbon, ex
then
bourbon,
yeah.
and then first fill PX ex bodega barrique.
Oh, so okay, sorry. Our website, I had it a little bit different. My bad.
No worries. It's sounds like a lot going on. I
I
mean, it
don't
kind of is.
understand why it says PX X Bodega Barrique. So maybe not a seasoned cask, like a real sherry cask? No, that makes no
Yeah,
sense. Huh.
it very much could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost on that one, to be honest. Okay, that's fair. No worries.
Or it was, I mean, it could still be bodega barrique. No, it's not going to be American oak then, I would assume, for the
Yeah,
second.
I'm guessing
Yeah.
it'll be Spanish.
Yeah.
It's
Mm. Great nose, though. It's a little bit of like that chocolate powder, cocoa powder dusting here.
Yeah, Sammy says dusty peanuts. That's a good one. Yeah, dusty peanuts or like beer nuts as well, like those pink candy coated ones, which I don't typically like myself, but the notes are good.
Mhm.
There's I'm getting something on there and I can't put my finger on it.
Baking chocolate really comes out on the palate for me. Like it's very dry. Um, got a little bit of like orange zest.
Hmm. The palate's got that nice tartness from the wine. It
Yeah,
balances quite nicely with this like rich. Yeah, you were saying figgy jam on like the nose, but there's a little bit of that on the palate too. But you kind of mix it together with I'm guessing sherry, but something a little acidic, right?
yeah.
Oh, it is quite savory.
It's super savory. It's like I don't know. I'm confused a little bit. It's like a reduced balsamic and also you're like you left a bottle of Dr. Pepper in your car and on like a really hot day and it's like
Mm.
overcooked syrup.
Oh, Dr. Pepper. Yeah, cool. That's a fun one for it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not get like it's not as like rich, cakey I mean, okay, sourdough I guess I get, right? But they're just playing on the
100%.
sour part maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm, fun. It's not bad. It's not like my style, but I do like that at the forefront you get a little bit of that kind of pencil shaving kind of note, which I typically like that minerality. And
Yeah.
then the tartness I do enjoy quite a bit. Like I really like that. Sometimes if it's a straight wine cask, you know how it gets a little acrid with its acidity. I'm actually not a big fan of it, but
Yes.
like as you were mentioning, I think you said balsamic, like a I don't know, balsamic reduction kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the kind of acidity I can really jam with, and it works really well with like the richness of the cask, the maltiness, like everything together.
Yeah. It's working. And Jeff, I think kind of I agree with you a lot. Simultaneously, it feels very sherried and not sherry cast at the same time. Like you said, there's a really nice balance where the acidity of that sherry isn't overpowering the spirit, which I mean, I personally, if that's the profile you're offering me, as I've said many times, I'll just go buy sherry instead of buying a scotch.
I think if you just told me that it was just a wine cask, I'd be like, yes, yeah, I get it. Like a first fill red wine barrique. Like I think yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
But a
Yeah.
well done one because I don't like red wine barriques that you usually.
Right. And then it becomes the task of what type of wine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an old Jim McEwen cask or something.
Right. That's lovely. I enjoy that savoriness quite a bit. Okay. Next, truly a BRAW dram.
Did they say what they mean when they say bra on here? Is it like one of the many renditions of bro?
I don't know. I don't
Right?
think
Like
they
I
said.
like well beyond my age and by the looks of it, the age of everyone here. But like my nephew was talking about how well my brother-in-law talked about my nephew and how he talks with his friends and how they talk about like bro, bruv, brah, bruh, and like how they all mean different things and used in different contexts. And he doesn't know, and of course I don't know.
Kid slang today. I don't even understand.
Seriously.
Like,
I do kind of wonder if this is part of that, like a broad dram. Like what else, like I don't know what
um,
else it is.
Chat GTP Jeff says that it means good or fine or excellent.
That,
So
oh, well, all right. Oh, and
it's less
skibbity. He
it's
says
less
skibbity too.
fun,
Yeah,
less slang. I mean,
fair.
still slang, but not in our culture.
I like the bro synonym better personally, so I'm just gonna go with that.
It's a bro jam. Um, this initial cask, ex-bourbon hogshead, and its final cask is a second first fill Oloroso hogshead, distilled on the 18th of October, 271 bottles at our highest ABV so far, 61.1%.
Do like refill sherry more, so that's exciting.
Ooh, it's very nice. Lots of berries.
Yeah,
Mm.
this is a bit more not Black Forest cake. It's not chocolate cake, but it's still got the same cherry drizzle and a little bit of like mixed fruit compote in the middle. I don't know what kind of cake that
Hmm.
might be, but we're kind of cake heavy in the tasting
We are. A lot
tonight,
of
it seems.
desserts. Hey, I mean, it's probably fewer calories than real cake, so I'll
Yeah, that's
take it.
true. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, yes, very syrupy. Um, spruce tips and syrup. Yeah, spruce tips, like for sure. A little pine sap. Absolutely. Wow.
It's also kind of okay. So there's some neat like almost like condensed mango notes. Like it's a lighter fruit, but condensed down into a syrup in there too. Like so I think mango, but it could be like I don't know. It could be not cantaloupe. No, no, I'm gonna stick with mango.
Mango's good. Uh, how about plums? You get any plums?
Mm, no, maybe like a. There's definitely like a bit of an orangey note on there, like burnt orange.
Yeah. It's got a definitely more of like the wine influence on this than the last one.
At least more, or at least more sherry
Mm-hmm.
rather than just straight up wine, because this doesn't have that same. Oh yeah, I you know what? I quite like this one. I like it's not it doesn't have that same acidity. The richness is perfect. It's not too spicy. It's like it's fruity. It's kind of rich and like I said, there's a little bit of those burny, like burnt fruit kind of like singed peels on there. Like, mm,
You've got like nice chocolate brownie, brownie cake and notes um, on the palate for me anyway.
that one's fantastic. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's nice. Um, the tasting booklet says to taste, we sampled chocolate and walnut brownies, toffee apple, black currant flavored wine gums.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Okay, that's neat.
I kind of get the wine gums notes.
Italian milfogli. I don't know what
I'm
that is.
gonna add water. I feel like it won't hurt it. I hope it won't hurt it. No.
Yeah, now that you
It's
say
fine.
water, I might actually do that with the last one. I don't add water to these most of the time, and I do kind of understand the objective of doing it. I don't know, it's still just something I just don't really do. But the number four, I think, on our second pass through, I will.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna let my water just mingle in there till the second pass, see what it does. I feel like it might make it more spicy. We'll see.
Mm,
It's quite lovely. I
yeah,
actually really like that. A little bit more acidity on the finish there. Um, I'm actually kind of torn between the last two, but I love like that of herbaceous like pine note that's coming through. It really brings it together for me.
big-
Mhm. Yeah, it's very nice. Wow. Nosing back through, just reversing. They're very different. Changed quite a bit. All right, into lightly peated. Smoked Devil marries a delicate sweet thing. Initial cask, ex-bourbon hogshead, and its final cask is second fill Oloroso hogshead, distilled 21st of March, 260 bottles, 54.4%.
fairly light. You definitely can't like. You might not guess. Well, I guess a second fill for the finish, so that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
It
doesn't look
definitely
like it's
has some color. It's got a nice little stink to it.
like freshly lit charcoal briquettes and kind of like playing in the ash. It's a very ashy smoke on the nose.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Sam, you're getting the chalky notes on the current one, on the 122. Oh, interesting. Cool.
Feels a lot like a Highland Park single cask from multiple cask parcels. Cool.
Yeah. I know where you're going with that, with like the Highland, like that smoke. It's
Yeah.
not as like floral as some Highland Parks, but it's definitely got like that slight, like, I don't know, like almost like acrid, not sour smoke. Yeah, sour smoke, I guess, almost.
Yeah. I mean, there's not floral, but kind of minty. Yeah. Yeah.
Neat.
A leafy, minty mineral at the same time.
That's a cool one.
There's quite a bit of sweetness up front too. Mm.
Well, I think on the palate you can tell immediately that it's probably not something from Isla, but it doesn't have that same, well, almost anything from there. It's got a little bit more of those mesquite barbecue chip kind of notes,
Toothpaste.
a little meaty,
Yeah.
not as grassy as the nose would have suggested, but still like, but that slight hint of kind of acridness goes onto the palate as well, like a sour smoke, like sour porridge almost, or
Cool.
sour smoky porridge.
Very cool. Yeah, there's quite a bit of spice on the finish. I'm getting more like honey, ginger, and like a little bit of like wood smoke.
The Highland Park blended, like for the society, Jeff, like, sorry, I'm not, maybe I don't keep track of it quite enough, but when did we see a lot of those? Like we saw them during the 1983 tasting, I think, right? There was that Gale Force, or uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one of the blended ones, was it not? Yeah. Okay.
Uh, fun.
Fun. I like that. It's not, so the maltiness doesn't come through much at all, and it definitely doesn't lean into fruit for me. It leans into more like your like summer barbecue,
Yeah,
maybe wiener, like wieners on the grill, but someone's doing it on a charcoal grill for sure.
yeah. There's definitely a lot of like barbecued meat in there. Like I don't know. I'm still getting like a little smoked fish note.
Oh, fish note. That's kind of neat. Yeah. Okay. No, you know what? There is some juiciness to it as well, like almost
Mhm.
like you're poaching pears, or someone's trying that grilled pineapple, but not with pineapple. Like something they're just experimenting with something at home, like I don't know, grilling apples on their grill.
Right? Well, I mean, it kind of tastes like that off pineapple we had today.
Oh, that was a weirdo. Yeah.
That was a weird grilled pineapple note. Um,
A weird
but
pumpkin beer at a festival. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, because you don't need a ton of it. It seems to me like I feel like a bottle like that, when you start drinking it, when it gets like a third down and there's a little bit of oxygen in there, it probably turns into something pretty cool. Being a fresh pour, tough to say.
on the nose, uh, I'm getting notes of a soap store.
Hmm, cool.
All the fragrances. Still on the Smoke Devils. Yeah,
There's
it
also
is
a little bit of
very fragrant.
like a brand new diaper. Sorry to say.
Yeah, it is very floral. Floral and spicy and smoked meats. Are you guys playing bingo? Because that's a square. I'm just kidding. uh,
Did you guys end up like sending out that Bengals thing to everybody?
we've done 2 bingo
Oh, you
cards.
have. Oh,
Yeah, they get
I'm out
sent
of the loop.
out in the Zoom links. So like 2
That's so
tastings ago,
funny.
Evan sent out a new red one. Um, and it has a couple of new squares on it, and I sent him like a few ideas to add on to the next one.
Oh, fun. Cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun.
If you have any suggestions for the bingo square cards, I have been writing them down as they come through the chats.
Fair.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for someone to submit their bingo to me. I don't know what it's going to get you other than bragging rights, but I'm sure we can work something out.
I'm sure we can work something out. Yeah.
It's going to be tough. We need Kurt and we need Sean on more tastings for some of these to get
That's
completed.
fair. I was wondering if maybe if I was a square on any of those and be like, oh, I
Yeah,
don't
you
do very
definitely
many of
are.
them. I don't do many of those tastings. So how are they gonna? I'm gonna be like the elusive like S when you're trying to spell Pepsi with like the pop caps underneath it back in the 90s,
Yes.
or the Park Place when with McDonald's Monopoly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not going to coordinate our tastings with the cards. That'd just be too easy. Too easy. All right. One more and then we'll do the reveal. And Sean, what do you think about unmuting for the reveal?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, I'm all for it. Yeah.
All right.
Of course, only if you guys want to talk. You certainly don't have to. There's a lot of
No,
pressure there.
they have to. No, I'm just yeah, okay, you don't have to. Heavily peated is our final category of the lineup for a whiskey called a Flashing Blade. It is a first fill X bourbon barrel distilled on the 15th of May, 215 bottles at 60.8%. It's very sweet. Uh,
60.8, that's big.
Sweet and briny. It kind of reminds me of like a mixed container of like your olives and mushrooms. And then you walked through like the fruit section of your grocery store.
I I feel like this is a fun okay, so for okay, two things. First, the last one falls under the lightly peated category, but that's a little peatier than lightly peated in my opinion for sure.
I would agree.
And then with this one being heavily peated, this is a fun example of like heavy peat but not so smoky. Like it's
Yeah.
like it definitely brings to mind other parts of like I don't know, like almost like peat moss that you're gardening with in a way, and some of that nice like soily minerality notes on the nose.
Yeah, definitely. Still get like some barbecued meats here.
It's really fresh too. Like if you were like sitting on a bunch of like wet rocks in front of the ocean, there was a bunch of sea spray coming up. Like if there's, I'm not sure if this is coastal or not. Honestly, I don't really know that much about it, but it definitely has a little bit of that seasidey kind of note.
Cool.
Green, maybe like a seaside next to a rainforest, maybe.
Oh yeah. I do get what you're going at with the moss and just like damp earth notes.
Doesn't smell like Victoria, right? Okay, which I guess part of what I just said is there's parts of the island that are kind of like that, I guess, eh? Yeah, Victoria. Yeah, there's many swaths of Calgary that also smell like pee.
Yeah, there's an alcove like half a block from us that always smells like it. The palate is like quite salty. There's like barbecue sauce and Sprite. Like I don't know. It's very it's quite interesting. I really like this palate, salty and citrusy all at once.
Yeah, yeah. Right off the bat, I don't want to take an arrow out of Evan's quiver, but there's a bit of a Fruit Loopy note right on the front of my palate. But then it
The-
transitions quite quickly into, yeah, like a little bit saltier, a little bit more savory.
Yeah,
Actually, like surprisingly briny. That's neat.
yeah, yeah. I really like this.
Intermingles with this that malty sweetness like very well. And again, it's not like even the palate really doesn't come across like overly smoky.
Mm-mm. Mm. Yeah, no, it's quite nice. Like the palate isn't as peaty or smoky as the nose might lead you to believe. It's definitely more savory and sweet for me, at least. It's definitely salty, um, quite minerally, and then you get some nice, like, kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't know what the spices are, but when I like breathe in after drinking it, you get a hit of some heat here.
I'm I get a bit of mint on this one. I think it might have been Sammy you said mint on one of the previous two, but
Yeah.
this one's a little bit more intense for me. It's there's some cool juicy fruits that like the exact fruits are kind of eluding me right now, but there's like this fun juicy aspect to it that I'm quite enjoying.
Yeah. If the label wasn't white, I might have thought this could be a rye
Like
of
a
sorts.
rye. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
It's almost like a there's like lime zest on there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely juicy. I like that a lot. I have to stop drinking it or I will have none left.
Yeah, I don't go through the outturns like fully enough. I usually just like after you guys are done with the outturns, I just cherry pick the ones that I'm interested in and taste them. I I do remember pouring this for a few people though, and I remember tasting it and enjoying it. So I'm glad that that's kind of held up, and I'm wasn't just like talking out of my ass or anything like that. Like it actually is like it's a pretty decent dram.
Yeah. It's not truly a broad dram, but it's pretty good.
Oh, it is not a broad dram, bruv, but it is very good.
Awesome. I mean, I think that's a pretty good outturn right there. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was fun. That was
I mean,
fun. We can
for
There were some roller
mid-month.
coasters too, kind of what like some things were a little up, some things were a little down, but all in all, like it was not like the dips weren't like super high or low. Everything was like pretty decent.
Yeah, and I don't think if I had to guess, I would say that Evan did not taste these before setting the lineup. He looked at the cask types and probably just went for it,
Very possible.
if I had to guess. Yeah. And I don't think he did a bad job. That's
Honestly, I don't think any of these drams overtook the previous ones, so I do think it was
no.
done pretty fairly well. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go through the review if you have not already deciphered uh, your handout. Let's try these again. And if you would like to unmute yourself, please, by all means, unmute yourself. Um, I would love that. In fact, can they unmute? Maybe. I think so. Do, do, do.
They should
Okay.
be able to if they want to. Yeah.
We
Um,
didn't silence them when they
yeah.
came in, so.
I just before I forget the note, like I think again, I think it was Sammy who said there was a lot of chalkiness on that first one. That comes through so much more now, and it to the point where like rockets and stuff like that started coming through on a lot of other drams. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna say rockets on here, but I'm gonna say those little Valentine hearts with the words on it that are just pieces of chalk, pretty much.
Chalk, that is so nice.
Sweethearts, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sweethearts is a great note. It's so fruity on the nose.
Do you want to
Uh,
do you want me to put the pages up or do you want to
Mm.
disclose what's going on? Okay.
Go for
So,
it.
all right.
We will fill in the blank. This is Mosey Along the Path, first fill bourbon barrel, distilled on the 1st of August, 2023. 90 bottles, 55.7%, and it is on sale. As Sean is sharing, it was originally released at $154.99, on sale $119.99. This is distillery 35.360, which is Glenmorangie, I believe.
Yep.
Glenmorangie.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Feel
So
like that's right.
35 bucks. So it's like 20% off, I guess. Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's lovely. I don't think I recall ever having a Glenmurray before starting the society Outturns, because
Really?
yeah, well, like the core brand is allocated to another place.
Right. Yeah.
And there's just not a whole lot out there that really interested me. Um, the occasional perhaps Cadenhead bottling, but very nice, Jeff.
You know, like on the okay, so coming back to the okay, we get like just an absolute slew of, or we did, of Glen Murray's, where at some point you could probably look on our wall and see like 35 dot blank through like 7 numbers later, like all in a row kind of thing. And
Right.
it was so easy for them to get lost in the shuffle and just like, oh, another Glen Murray. Oh, I get it, whatever. I'm glad. Well, first of all, I'm glad that that's kind of stopped. There was another distillery that they started doing that with that I'll get to later. But now that that's done, we can see where the distillery kind of shines and where it doesn't, and when something's good. Like our berries, like that last one we had was amazing. This one
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite enjoying. But I
Me
mean,
too.
it was just, I don't know, when you just have the same distillery like month after month, I'll almost call it the dark age of SMWS, because personally I just wasn't really happy with it. But yeah, I'm glad they kind of, I don't know, bought different casks, I guess, or whatever, released different casks. Yeah, and it was a little bit
Yeah.
more variable. Um, the second, when I got onto the nose just the last time here, I don't know if you know Thrills gum, but I was getting a little bit of Thrills on there, which most people don't like because it's a very soapy gum, but I happen to really like it.
On one?
Yeah, on the first one still, yeah.
Oh, I really don't like that gum, but it does make me smile because I know someone who really just loved it and just thought it was like the bee's knees of candy. And I was like, I don't know why you're punishing yourself, but that's what punishment tastes like. Uh,
Oh yeah,
um,
like more of those chalky hearts on the palate too. The whatever juicy notes were on there are still there. Like it's
oh
still
yeah.
like kind of a juicy, like overripe pear, almost a little bit of peach.
Yeah, I would agree. The finish, without water, I just added some, but previously, like it's a little fiery, a little hot. It feels hotter the second time around.
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because this is like the eighth whiskey.
Okay, hang on, Jeff. Langard? I don't know what that is. Watching your effing Langard. Language. Yep. Washing your mouth out with soap. Get it? Yep.
That's what I said. It's a punishment because my mom used to do that to me all the time.
I don't know why I didn't put that together. I didn't even have to ask you, Jeff. I should have just thought about it more.
No, come on, Chad GTP, Jeff. Come on. You're letting Sean down.
Are we revealing number 2, or?
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
let's
I will keep the party going, so to speak. Which one is this one?
oh, that nose is so beautiful.
I'm sure this one is familiar to a few people. Like this is, it's been on the store for a surprising amount of time, and
Mhm.
not and without any knock against it personally. I think a big part of it is this was on the tail end of like probably 4 different 18-year-old Auchentoshan's, which I
Yeah.
did, as I kind of talked about before. And now this wasn't the other repetitive distillery I was talking about. It just so happens to be one that we had briefly, but how could Rob and Kelly possibly pass up that many 18-year-old Auchentoshes at wicked prices too, right? Like, so
Yeah,
I can't blame that whatsoever.
absolutely not. No, this is a um celebration bottling, so it is not a single cask, it's a blend of casks. Distillery rare release number 5, as Sean said, Auchentoshan. Um, Absolutely delicious. I really like it. I liked it. I mean, we don't like to spend $250 on an 18-year-old because we know there's great value, but $171.99 is definitely a much better price. Uh, and I absolutely adore this bottle, and I'm not upset uh, at revisiting it for a second time. This is great.
75, that's like 25% off, 30% off, 25?
Yeah.
It's 25. Cool.
Yeah.
Leaving it for a bit really kind of brings out the distillery character a little bit more. That
Mm.
grassiness is a little bit more present. That slight fruitiness is there. It's a little less herbaceous like it was when we first picked it up, I think.
I think so, yeah. It tastes kind of like someone tried to garnish my 7 Up with lemongrass.
Cool, yeah.
Like you just need to garnish on that little pop of yours. And you get that little bit of grassy note that comes through. Little bit of taffy, taffy kind of candy in there, but really
Yeah,
nice
like a
whiskey.
saltwater taffy kind of thing.
Yes,
I'm not really
thank
sure.
you.
Like,
The one in like the big metal tub that someone
yeah.
leaves at your house.
And where they always give you the flavor, but depending on the manufacturer, like sometimes the flavor is so subtle you couldn't even tell. They're like, this is lime. This is the lime saltwater taffy. What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, which, you know, it sounded crazy when you were young trying to pick out flavors, but now that we're adults and we're so easily like you just name a flavor and we're like, oh yeah, I get that in my whiskey. We're just like so sensitive to suggestions, like, but you try to pull that on a 12-year-old with lime Laffy Tab, you're like, this ain't lime.
Yeah, they don't
It's
no,
barely
no, not at all.
candy. Yeah, that's lovely.
Mhm.
I feel like it's still like bright and juicy, but there's something that kind of gets lost over time on that. But it's
I
still
actually
fun.
personally I like it more now than when we first
Yeah,
brought it
I
out. But
kind of
I
miss
can
that.
see the yeah, I can see people going either way though. I like it I like it how it's softened up a little bit, and I like the juicy fruits come through a little bit more. Yeah.
Mm.
Cool. All right. Keep moving on.
All right. Is that not working? Chocolate creme brulee with red currants. How is this? Oh, it's gone. I don't know if no, it's not me. It's gone a little bit like lemon pledgy to
Oh,
me.
interesting. Yeah. I was gonna say like I don't feel like mine's changed all that much at all. Like it's still pretty like brownie battery, cakey.
I don't know. Maybe I hope I didn't mix
Maybe
them up.
almost
No,
more
mine.
so. Like if yeah, kind of like
You kind
brown
of get that.
chocolate buttercream or like not coconut, but like palm oil maybe.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I do. I kind of do. I'm getting here kind of like cookie dough, cake batter note. But initially, it had a little bit of reminded me of like a floor cleaner.
Oh yeah, I gotta share this one.
Um, so this is from the Highlands. This was distilled on the 21st of September, 2007. Um, and the distillery code I probably wrote down somewhere, 55.9. And I didn't write down what it was,
I
but
think this
it's
is it a
15 years old.
Broccola? Broccola?
Sorry?
I think it might be Royal Broccola. Yeah.
Oh, that's correct, yes.
Mm, cool. I like it. It's a nice stable whiskey. Like I said, not changing so much through there, but the flavors are, I guess maybe the richness of any of that chocolate might be like a little bit elevated, but
Yeah,
man,
that's
that
lovely.
that's a good one. I like that one.
The original price at release was 224. It's now on sale for 166.99. Yeah, that's lovely.
Cool. Man, digging deep on those discounts this time. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah, I think most of the bottles are 25% off. Some are a little bit higher, I think up to 30 on some of these right now.
The red fruit is not as present as it was when I first started going through, but it's really just more of that fudge and chocolate for me.
Yeah, it's big chocolate.
Those currants, that rich, like layered currant,
I still think
base.
it's there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It could be
It's
all the other
it's
drams
it's
on my
something about
palate.
like the tannins or the dryness that just makes me feel like it has that fruit note to it. Um, Almost even going like slightly into like a crab apple note, maybe
Mm.
more so than red currants at this time, but still getting
Oh,
it.
cool. Yeah, crab apple's a pretty fun note on that.
But it's like that kind of like spongy dryness of the inside of the red currant that's hitting my tongue for me.
Mm.
I don't really know how to explain the inside of a red currant, but it's the
Yeah, I
texture.
don't know. I'm not really sure either. I always thought that they were more juicy personally, but
I've only ever had
actually, yeah, no, you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I've ever had fresh black currants.
I only remember red currants like at Christmas time and you boil them to make your house smell good with all the other spices. But the few times like I've bit into one, they're like bitter and like they're I don't know, they're kind of spongy inside. Like are like more like not spongy, but even cottony. Like it's got like a interesting texture
Mhm.
to them, like soft
Mm.
wood. This is not helping. I'm not helping.
Yeah, fair.
But in my memory, it all works.
And move on to number 4 here.
Great. Are we ready for the next one? Are you guys still sipping? I'm totally fine to sip this, but uh, the
Well,
Rich's Cake, a little sourdough, I was just really enjoying again.
yeah, I'm nosing it already.
Oh, it's so wonderful. Um, it is, if you hadn't guessed, from the Highlands. Um, Cast type didn't change. Ex bourbon barrel to first fill PX Barrique. It is 14 years old, distilled on the 9th of January 2009 from distillery 94.41. Yeah,
You have that one written down or no?
no.
That one is, oh, I actually didn't know that. This one's Fettercairn.
Oh, I would never have guessed that, but
That's kind of a surprise. All right, all right.
I know. Better Karen, you say?
It's definitely not a distillery that I have a ton of experience with.
No, I'm trying though. Like I'm seeing more in Alberta, more Fetter Karens, and especially since they've released their line here. I've been trying to explore it, and every time I think I know the DNA, I try something like this, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is.
Oh man, I can't imagine like people picking this distillery out based on this bottling.
I know.
It's so soupy and covered. Like yeah, no, I don't know about that. Like even
Um,
now, like I mentioned, like I was mentioning that pencil shaving note on
mm-hmm,
like earlier, it's still there.
mm-hmm,
It's almost more balsamic-y now. Like
definitely. Wow.
I like it a bit more than the first time around though. It's not as, I don't know. It doesn't smell as like sour savory, I guess, as it did.
Yeah. I agree, Sammy. It's softened, like it's a kind of come together. It just doesn't feel like it's two or three things fighting. It's just like this beautiful mellowed whiskey. It's
There was,
really nice.
I
The
think
cake notes, like that deep, rich kind of like doughy cake we had talked about before, is kind of coming through.
oh, it's still like pretty, like it's still pretty like sour on the palate. Hey, that's so cool. It's such a neat like textural component to it,
Hmm.
but it's
Uh,
more, it's as savory as it was, like bouillon-y.
a little bit more like Americano.
Oh, neat.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like I've tasted through their OBs. I didn't they're okay. I don't mind them. Yeah, I think you're right, Sammy. Like the 16 is probably one of the better ones. I tried the older ones and I actually wasn't really a big fan. Um mo At least two, I think both of you guys were probably in on one of the sponge, like, so sorry, Sammy and Jeff, I believe, were probably in the sponge tasting we did like last year, I believe. No, we didn't pour it at the sponge tasting. We did a full Fettercairn tasting.
Yeah, we did better
And
care.
I wasn't in that one, but I tried that sponge Fettercairn that's 27 years old, and it was a stunner, like hands down the best I've had. And I think we're gonna get a case of that back in, and I'm really excited because I'm gonna get one. But yeah, that one was absolutely stunning. Not cheap, unfortunately, being a sponge bottling, but yeah, it's one of those things that I kind of don't mind spending money on because I admire what he does so much.
Yeah, yeah, I know he definitely bottles great things, and I've become a fan of Fetter Karen the more that I try them. I mean, not everything can be good all of the time, but I've been really enjoying their profile and just looking forward to trying more. For this guy too, the price is not bad. It's was 239.99 and it's down to 171.99. Really, really nice. What's this link, Sammy? Nice.
Yeah, which one is he talking about? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one, Sammy. Yeah, that
That
one was,
one, put it
I
in your
love that one.
basket.
We will bring it back eventually because both Kurt and I both want one, and I know there's a case, at least one case in our allocation. So it's just because of the price, it's just one of those things that's Andrew just wants the commitment before, or a couple of people to order it, and then he'll bring it in.
Right
So
on.
just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ABV and everything. I don't really know what happened with it. It's so strange, but yeah. Funny enough, yeah, 61 at 27 years old. You think that's crazy? The other night, like Kurt opened some crazy stuff and he had this 47-year-old that was above 60% still. It was like
What?
I I had no idea what the hell's going on with it. It was a G&M bottling and everyone was just floored. Yeah, it was crazy. No idea
Wow.
how that no idea how that could even happen.
No kidding. Should you like keep it in the freezer for the entire year?
Just stuff the barrel in the freezer. Yeah. False maturation.
We'll let it out when it's 24. We'll let it age for 3 years. And then we'll bottle it. That's crazy. Very cool.
Move
Was
on
that
to the
just at
next
his
one.
last tasting
Oh,
that you did?
no, yeah, we did it was his birthday last week, so we did a
Yeah,
little thing. Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, a truly broad DRAM. Let's see how it's showing.
I really like the nose on this one. It's really ginger heavy on the nose, like, and I love ginger, so that's great.
Yeah, right. Me too. Ginger and slightly waxy at the same time.
Mm.
Hmm. Oh, that's nice. It's more spicy even on the palate than I remember.
Oh man, like I barely look at sherry cast anymore, but I really enjoy this. This is okay. So there's a few that have really turned my head lately, especially from the society. This one, I think I'm I'm quite intrigued by it and I quite enjoy it. And then there was a Matic not too long ago, like the Alfresco in the Sun that like
So good.
oh man, it was so cool. As
Yes.
far as at least as far as sherry goes. Just as pineapple. Yeah. Again, like kind of more condensed, I guess, or at least like muddled, like overripe pineapple maybe, where it's just like starting to lose some of that acidity and just getting rich.
Mm,
Oh, Tepache. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Tepache.
very nice.
Tepache's good.
This
Oh, yeah.
whiskey is from Speyside, distilled October 18th, 2012, from distillery code 95.93. And if you liked this whiskey, pick it up for $135.99 shot versus the 181 that it used to be. It's a fantastic price. 10 years old. Big personality in this whiskey. And
This is a distillery that I literally don't really know anything about, but it's Othrusk.
oh, that's because nobody knows
Because
anything.
nobody knows anything about Othrusk.
Outrusk, owned by Diageo, made for blending. I always get pencil shavings off Outrusk, but not so much in this one.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe covered up by that voluptuous sherry.
Absolutely. Yeah, which very cool. This is actually like really nice. Really nice. Which,
Mm.
yeah, like sometimes when you do an outturn and you get these 7 whiskeys, you have to pick a lineup and not, it doesn't always favor every whiskey. There's not always a way to make everyone shine. And then when we do these like return bottles or tastings like this, and you get to try something in a new way, and it's like, man, this is so good. Why is this still around? It's too bad that it didn't show or taste this good the first time we tried it. Um, but at the same time, I'll take the discount. I'm okay with that. I'm
I
just
think
glad
it,
that,
like a lot of that stuff also doesn't necessarily happen because it doesn't necessarily sell. It's also like looking at what kind of stuff we get in our allocation. There's certain things that Rob and Kelly happen to buy more of and less of, right? Maybe depending on the
yeah.
price, or maybe in order to keep the pricing down. Um, which so that kind of plays something into it because I've definitely seen on some of those sale instances bottles where I was like, wow, that thing went like hotcakes at first. Like, what the heck's going on? Like, and
Hmm.
we still happen to have 2 cases left or something like that.
Right. Well, I know volume plays a part, and it's just also just 7 great whiskeys every month. You can't have them all.
Okay, bodybuilders and ball gowns. That's an
That's
old one too, I think. That's several years old now, I think, isn't it?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
probably
At
like
least 2.
6. No, really? I was gonna say like 6 years. I don't know.
No, because I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
5, you
So
said?
yeah,
I-
4 or 5.
Yeah, that
really?
makes sense.
So then it was a returning bottle. What I was at
No, I
Kensington,
think that was just an all thrust they were talking about, I think.
but I do remember that bottle.
Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, tough to
Bizarro.
say actually. Yeah. I remember there was a bit of like there was a play on it. I can't remember it. I think
Well,
it might even appeared in an article or something like that, but I can't totally remember.
yeah. I wonder if we've also maybe perhaps had some sister casks. And so the name keeps coming back.
Or
Uh,
something, yeah,
yeah.
or even a play on that name. Because I know there's a few times where I've seen do I have them? Or like for example, like Bee Smoker has appeared in at least 2 releases that we've got in the past 10 years kind of thing. Like they could be
Right.
reusing part of it. Yeah.
I'll look it up
Hmm.
because I think
That
you're
dram was
right,
a
Jeff. I
real
don't think
treat for
I've
me.
said that.
Excellent. Especially from a distillery like Authoress that I know nothing about. That is a very pleasant surprise for me.
All swaps.
I'm gonna start nose number 6 myself.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Tony's got his like TV headphones on that I bought him, and then he thinks he whispers, but he doesn't. And then he drinks water. He's
June, okay.
like,
Jeff says June 2022, so 3 years ago. Wow, 3 years. The time really does fly, right?
wow. I mean, ever since the 2019, I have no idea what year it is. I don't know how to keep time anymore.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Smoked Devil Marys.
Oh, there's two. We have two different release dates. Oh man, Sam says 2020.
I don't know. Gabby, you're also not quiet.
Oh, the nose on this one's pretty big and intense still. Like,
Mm.
what was it again? Oh yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. I quite enjoy that.
It's fun and stanky on the nose. I don't mean stanky in necessarily a bad way, but it's like that that sour smoke. Well, like I mentioned before, that sour smoke, right?
Yeah, it definitely does have that little bit of sourness and kind of like that fermentation note. Sour beer.
Yeah, yeasty and
Yeah.
kind of doughy. The palate's got a bit of acidity on it as well. Still, that's not really changing.
Yeah. The age on this, I guess I should say it's from the Highlands. It's 17 years old. After 14 years in bourbon barrels, it was transferred into its second fill Oloroso hogshead from distillery code 122.64, which I believe is Loch Lomond.
Yeah, Croftangia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Says
Yeah.
there. I don't know exactly what I don't know, maybe you know, like what exactly their spirit is going into it. Like it's not their straight neck still, but it might be partly, but I think it's just regular pot still, heavily peated malt.
Yeah, it is regular pot still because I think they would do a G code for the other ones, I believe.
Well, the straight neck doesn't, it's still gonna be malt, but yeah, but the column still, yeah, not
But
the
the
column
column
still.
stills would
Yeah.
be.
But
Yeah.
but we've had peated whiskeys out of their column still too, though, I think, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this is, uh, it's again, I'm not gonna, I think this dram is neat. It's not a mark of theirs that I'm always after, but I've had a few that I've quite enjoyed for sure.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm glad we revisited this because I mean,
And it's
hopefully,
17 years old, yeah, it's got a
yeah.
nice appreciable age to it. I like so okay, so the note that I was kind of missing on there, so there's things where like balsamic is kind of like come across on a few of those drams. I don't think it's balsamic, but like when you're like dipping bread into oil and vinegar, it's like that for
Yeah.
me, but it's not balsamic vinegar. It's like, or if it is, it's like a white balsamic, which is kind of fun but a little sweeter, and a
Yes.
little less intense. And it's kind of like that for me, where so it's definitely got that nice comforting doughy kind of like slush like
Cool.
sour tone. Yeah.
Yeah, that white balsamic, that's a great note.
Which I know is not something that everybody has access to. It's more the ones that I've had have been kind of expensive, but
Yeah,
but it is it's a fun oil or a vinegar though.
I was just gonna say I've only had it one time and I was doing a golf course tasting trade show event. And a woman from Okotoks who does her own like oils and balsamics had this awesome selection of oils, and I think I must have spent like $180 on different oils. I think I still have two of bottles left, but they were all fantastic. I should probably find out if she's still in business and get some more.
Oh, Jeff says okay. Inchmern 112, yeah. Croftangia 122, yeah. Inchmon 135. Okay, what I'm curious about is how is Roche do a grain? I thought it still is that their malt whiskey through a column still then?
I think so.
I didn't think that's what it was. Interesting. I thought it was
Why
still
not
just another mark through the, huh.
malt through column?
That was another one that that I've had a bunch that I didn't really get Rashdu, but sometimes it can be really on.
They're not making that anymore. Is that correct? The Rashdu?
They might still make a little bit of it, but that's not what they're not going to make old Rashdu, which is
Oh, pardon
I
me.
think which I think was the brand. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
old Rashdu. Okay, hang on. So maybe old Rashdu isn't column then? They don't want Rashdu, but they are making Rashdu, which makes sense.
Come
Okay, yeah,
on,
yeah,
Google.
that makes sense. Kind of like, yeah, kind of like other bottlers can't use old Pulteney, but yeah.
Right. That's yeah.
I shared the screen for this one already, right? Yeah, we already went through that.
Yeah. It's on sale for $209.99 from $280.
So that's 30%, I think, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Mhm.
Old Rashdu is the single malt. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, that completely clears things up.
Excellent. Uh,
So
shall we
maybe I
move
don't know
on?
much about modern Rashdu spirit, and
I don't
okay,
know.
maybe I need to seek some of that out.
Yeah. Well, it's tough to it's tough to do like a Loch Lomond tasting when we only get a few true Loch Lomond bottlings, and then you have to go source things through um, other avenues, and it's not always easy to have on hand at one time.
It's certainly fun though. I mean, like you can put together like a 10 dram tasting and have everyone be markedly different, and that's pretty fun.
Yes, absolutely. Ooh, where's this
A
cheap
cheap.
whiskey,
So that's
Jeff?
yeah. So is that the one? It's non-age statement malt through column. I think it's 46%. I've seen it at a couple shops here in the city actually. I was gonna grab one because it's like $60 or something like that.
Go halvesies.
Yeah, or honestly, like yeah, or like I might just buy one and bring it in because I mean like it's so
Totally.
cheap at that point too. And
Oh, okay.
okay, oh,
I've
is
seen
that
that.
Rashtu Spirit?
Steam and Fire
Well,
Rush.
we have that, but there's another one. I don't have the well, I don't have a photo for it, so I guess I can't really show you, but and it's one of their old ones with the big stag head on the or deer head on the as the logo. It's a little bit more with a round ring around it, and it's the round tube.
Hmm.
Back at the same time where they're doing that more golf oriented ones.
Oh, okay. I didn't get through all of
Oh,
those open
does this make
bottles.
sense? Let's see this link here. Is this the one? That's exactly the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
This is from the open.
I don't think so. Yeah, I was gonna grab one of those. Have you had it, Jeff? Is it good? Cool. Oh, there you go. Trevor's got one.
All right, you
Nice.
need to pour out 6 drams, ship them out.
Do you, Trevor, are you in a bar right now? That's crazy.
No, that's just his bedroom.
Yeah. Moonlighting. Backlit bottles.
Yeah, he sleeps behind the bar. Very cool.
That's an impressive setup.
Wow.
Okay.
All
Has
right.
anyone started noticing this last one again? Because I like it's really hit me and it's good. I really enjoy
Oh,
this last one.
that's like candy.
Yeah, totally. There's like a big like kind of powdered sugar and like maybe
Mhm.
not so minty candy cane kind of note on it. Like
Yeah.
or at least those old fashioned, the old fashioned hard candies that there's like countless videos on YouTube of people making them the quote old fashioned way.
It's like those pink powdery mints. Mm.
Yeah, I see this I spotted the fancy lighting, Jeff. I couldn't tell if that was like the last hit of sun coming through a crack in your window or what.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so glad we get to have
Mm.
some whiskeys like this bottled through this society because I really enjoy this style.
And it's a fun, so okay, so yeah, spoil before we reveal it. This isn't Scottish, and so it's really fun to kind of also kind of give you a little like just like a good example of whiskey outside of Scotland or even outside of Ireland for that matter, and America and Canada, that'll really make you turn your head, especially like a peated style like this.
Yeah. Um, and I've been able to hang out with the guys that make this whiskey and try through some of their products on a couple of occasions. And I've always just been really impressed with what they do. This is from Sweden. It's a 7-year-old single malt from High Coast Distillery. It used to be called Box Distillery, but distillery code 144.4. Distilled on the 15th of May, 2014, and going on sale for $169 down from $237.99. I think this one's one of the oddballs that's on sale for like 27% off.
Oh, just so you get a nice round number.
Yeah, nice round. Yeah, but I really like this whiskey. It does remind me a lot of their Timmer bottling, which was around for a little while. It's out of stock now, but there's a restaurant in Canmore that uses the High Coast Timmer in a cocktail, and it's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so way back in the day, we used to back when they were called box, we did have it was like a single cask, like a single sherry cask in the shop, and it took forever to sell because it was a little too expensive. It was a 500 ml bottle, and
Yeah.
so many people were able to just like look at other sherry cask like Scotch whiskies and kind of go that way instead. So I'm not going to keep that as a hit against them because the pricing nowadays is a little bit better. Like I think something like this is actually like super approachable, and the quality kind of speaks for itself as well. I think that if I remember correctly too, they're on the slight more northern coast, and they're right at an inlet of or is it a coast? Is it the coast? Yeah. And they're right at an inlet where a river comes out, and it's in an old abandoned sawmill,
Yes,
the distillery.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we met up with Lars and oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, but Tony and he got along because Tony's got the forestry background and they're on a sawmill. And then he is really into hockey. They love their hockey. Of course, like he jokes like all the best hockey players come from Sweden. Just look him up. And then Tony and him got in a really big conversation about hockey and chew. They really like their tobacco chew, which I could do without.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our blinded by bargains mid-month outturn. And I think they were all excellent. It would be hard to uh, pick favorites, but I think
We're gonna have to try.
I was gonna say I think Evan may have come up with a poll. What is your favorite SMWS profile and color right now? Keeping in mind that this is going to change and they're going to be redoing the flavor profile
Really?
in the future. Yeah, they're getting
Oh,
rid of some of the
I
some of
mean,
the categories like young and sprightly and old and dignified because neither of those are flavors. And I think they're just trimming down a couple of things.
I'm gonna be honest, I personally don't like the hand holding part of like the color codes with all that stuff. Like I really enjoy those traditional bottles with just like the simple label on it with the name and the tasting notes.
Yeah.
But you know, that's me and that's fine. And I obviously like, I've been in the game for a little bit, so I don't need those. but you know,
Yeah.
I can understand how some people might, and accessibility is a factor in branding. So I get that. I get that.
Yeah, I think for people who have perhaps like they don't do the outturns, so they don't always know what they're buying, they can say like, "Oh, I'm, I don't know, like what's a flavor? Like I'm light and delicate seems to always be my thing." So they can just go pick up a color and know that whatever they take home, they're likely going to enjoy. So it kind of takes the fuss out of it for some people. But always interesting because everybody has their give and takes on the society bottles. Uh, question number 2. Wait, where are the green and blood red? What?
Did you pop the poll up already, or?
I don't know. Launch it. Sorry, yo. Here you go.
Sorry, I just didn't see it. Maybe you did. I just didn't see
I
it.
didn't. I did now though. What's question number 2? Wait, where are the greens and the blood reds? What? Evan, you crazy.
He didn't make a poll of what your favorite was.
You never, well, because we're not supposed to ask.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. All right. Obviously, I haven't gone through the little SMWS orientation.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were
If
delicious.
Pete
I
could
really
be
liked the
could
richest
be
cake.
chosen, everyone would choose Pete.
Yeah.
Old and dignified is what I aspire to be one day. Well, I think we all aspire to be that, right? I think out of all the colored flavor profiles, I think the ones I tend to enjoy the most are all the oily and coastal ones.
No, those are well, and you know what I love about that category is I feel like a lot of the whiskeys that go in oily and coastal should go in peated
Well, some of
and
them, but
vice
I mean,
versa.
usually I feel that it's like a peated distillery that's or a distillery that's typically known for peat that happened to not use a lot of peat this time. So like you got Highland Park, there's Glen Scotia, we had that Ardmore that for all we know could be more Ardlair. I mean, it's definitely there. It's I don't know, and I really like that like the freshness of those drams usually.
Yeah, yeah, they're awesome.
And then other than that, I don't know. I actually really like that young and sprightly, to be perfectly honest with you, because
When
it's
was the
so
last time we saw one?
I don't know, but I like spirit driven whiskeys, and that's exactly what those are.
Well, and it's funny because we've released so many young whiskeys, like I'm talking 9 years and younger, and I've never seen a young and sprightly.
Yeah. Oh no, we've certainly had them for sure. We have. Yeah. I think even I think Sammy mentioned earlier that like they don't have those anymore. Instead, they're just releasing everything younger. I honestly I'm gonna give them a bit more credit. I think we've if any, I don't know if any of you guys were like a member like way back in like the early teens, or not teens, yeah, early teens, so like 2015, 2013. There was a lot of really banger whiskeys back in the day, like that we just don't get anymore. Like every month was like you got a Bowmore or a Lafroig in its 20s or its late teens, like it's crazy. Never,
Right.
that's not going to happen ever. I don't think ever again. But there was also like this stretch of time around COVID where everything got increasingly younger right before COVID. And like even I wasn't really all like I was like, yeah, I don't know. It's not the best. But I really do think that like the Outturns have really kind of come back over the past like 4 years. Like I think everything has been quite good. Everything is hitting in that like 7 to 16 year kind of thing. And I think that's kind of a good sweet spot personally.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been enjoying them.
Oh, okay.
And
Jeff
I'm
said
new.
thinks I'm rubbing it in, but I was not a member and I couldn't buy, I was a poor student at that point, so I couldn't buy anything at that point.
You're just lucky to work where you worked
Oh yeah, yeah.
and get to try these things, right? That's where I'm at too. Like I'm just grateful I get to try everything.
Yeah.
Everything. All of the things.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, all the
wonderful.
things.
All of it. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Sean, for joining me tonight and joining
Yeah,
us.
of
And
course, that was fun.
I hope you guys take advantage of some of these bargains. We're gonna have more bottles coming up on sale as the weeks go by. But don't wait for those. Just buy what you like now. We'll have more for you. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again next time. And if you're doing the KWM berries or KWM cask tasting, I will see you tomorrow for more casks.
Yes.